When I graduated from law school, I went to work at a law firm in Chicago. On the 74th floor, my office was on the 74th floor of the Sears Tower. One of the first assignments that I got was representing Ford Motor Company and Ford Motor Credit Company. The partner stopped me in the hallway and he said, "Marie, do you know anything about combustion engines?" And I said, "Yeah, I know a little bit." And he said, "Okay, here's your case." And my job was to go down to Kankakee, a town in central Illinois, and try a case involving a lemon, a Ford that was a lemon. And from there, I became interested in commercial law, in commercial litigation in particular. And at that law firm, I had an opportunity to work on a wide variety of cases, some involving a nuclear power plant, regulation of nuclear power plant rate-making cases. I worked on a lot of different types of commercial litigation, and I got interested in bankruptcy work. And after a while, I discovered that I really didn't like litigation. I really liked making deals a whole lot better, and used the skills that I learned as a litigator, I think, to be a much more effective negotiator in transactions.
When I graduated from law school, I went into private practice at what at the time was a large firm in Chicago, although by modern standards it would be considered small. But I spent a couple years in practice, and then spent a year doing graduate work, and then joined what at the time was a large firm in New York, and spent another couple years in practice there. So all of that was prelude to beginning a teaching career, which I did for a few years, and then left teaching temporarily, kind of on a leave of absence from the University of Illinois to practice at the Federal Trade Commission. So having done that, then I went back into teaching, and that's where I've stayed since.
My day job is that of a federal judge, a judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals, and for a good many years before that as a judge on the U.S. District Court. But being here at Penn State Law has given me an opportunity to be in touch with and talk regularly with young lawyers, people who are going to be out there in the profession and whom I expect to see at least from time to time. The opportunity to be in a classroom and to experience the energy of the students at Penn State Law has been really a great thing for me, not only to hear ideas, not only to exchange with students about what people think the law is and what people think the law ought to be, but just to see this school and its energy and its dynamism has been a way for me to, if not stay a little younger, at least keep in touch with changes within the profession, and by which I mean changes being the young lawyers who will soon be joining the ranks of the profession that I've been a part of for so many years.
Before I taught at Penn State Law, I was a practitioner for 18 years. I first started at a medium-sized law firm in Tampa, Florida, and I had a litigation practice. So I went into the courtroom, I took depositions, which is when you question a witness about what they know about a case or a lawsuit that's filed with a court. After 7 years there, I was able to apply to the Securities and Exchange Commission and became an attorney investigator there. I worked on several large investigations. Probably the most famous of those is the Enron investigation, which was one of the biggest accounting frauds in the history of the stock market. So I worked on Enron for approximately 6 years, and it was a lot of fun. It was a huge team of lawyers. That's the first time I ever worked in that large of a group on anything. I was behind the scenes, working to obtain the documents, working to help to ask the right questions. Very exciting time. It was very interesting work. Thanks for your time.